Hello, you beautiful gods and goddesses. This is Tawanda Celestial Earth Goddess, and today I'm going to be talking about how we negatively interact with each other as black people and things we need to do to combat that. Well, just eliminate it, period. Okay, first thing I noticed that we do is we tend to use shaming tactics when we're talking to each other, and some of us think that that will make us be better people or it's some form of tough love when it's actually quite counterproductive. The shaming tactics that I tend to see people do, whether on social media or in physical world, is I tend to see fat shaming, for instance. I tend to see men doing this to women a lot. Because a woman doesn't fit what he deems is the perfect body, he makes her feel as if she doesn't deserve to be loved, desired, or to feel great about herself. All I can say is self esteem does not come in one size, and if you're not into fat people, that's your prerogative. I'm talking to men and women. I'm just not talking about men because some women get like this too. If that's not your thing, that's fine. They may not be into you either. The world will continue to go round and everything will be beautiful. Another shaming tactic I notice is we tend to put single mothers on the chopping block like they are the ultimate reason why the black race is at it's not at its best. I'm not going to say we're at our worst. We're just not at our best. People, come on now. First of all, it didn't start with single mothers. This started back in slavery, white supremacy, and it didn't even start with whites, but it seemed to got worse when white people were in charge of chattel slavery, and we know this. So why is it that we're blaming everything on single mothers or black women? Period. There's no one gender that's to blame for this. We've all suffered. We're all in the same boat, whether we like it or not. Whether we think women have more opportunities than we do, we still have problems. Okay, another shaming tactic is I see women do this to men, usually. We sometimes emasculate our men because they're not making the money we want them to make, or we don't think they're successful enough. Or say if we get in an argument and we try to throw something in their face when they were at a vulnerable point in their lives, you know, how can we expect men to respect and trust us if we're going to throw in their face every time something don't quite go right? Emasculating a man is not going to make him a better man. Just like talking down to a woman and making her feel like terrible is not going to make her a better woman. It never works. And another thing that I think we shame each other on is our complexion, which leads me to the next problem we have: colorism. Why do we still have this problem? We already know this was a white supremacist tactic. It was explained in the Willie Lynch letter. Whether you believe there was a man called Willie Lynch or whether you believe in the Willie Lynch letter, it doesn't matter, because the methods and the tactics that book talks about is what happened. The white slave master raped their women. Well, excuse me, not their women. They raped our African ancestors. Babies came out. The product of those rapes were what we called mulattoes at the time. The white slave daddy used them as pawns to try to capture more slaves or just to oversee slaves. So they put their children in a fucked up position to where they weren't going to let them sit at the table with them and the rest of their siblings who were white. And with that being said, they also couldn't sit with the blacks either, because blacks didn't trust them. Preferably field slaves couldn't trust them because of what they saw them doing, because they know that that mulatto child has that white slave master state of mind. They're not going to be trusted, and I'm sure the term "you got the master's blood in you" or "you got the white man's blood," however whatever they were calling each other back then, race wise, was said. So we need to stop perpetuating that bullshit. First of all, there's no team dark skin, brown skin, or light skin. Mixed race black people or biracial black people should not be put in their own race, especially since biracial and mixed is not monopolized by black and white people. People can be mixed or biracial without being black or white. And that's just stupid anyway. Come on, people. We have enough problems. We definitely don't need colorism. That's the least problem we should have. We need to burn that to ashes and blow that shit in the wind and never go to it again. The next problem we have, I noticed that non-American blacks and black Americans seem to think one is better than the other. And it's not one group that's worse at it than the other. Both of us have problems. Bottom line is, whether we were born in Africa or whether we were spread to the four corners of the earth at some period of time, all of us have the blood of Mother Africa running through our veins. So none of us should be seeing one as better than the other. And we all went through the same bullshit system. Whether you call it colonialism or slavery, same damn thing. Those are synonyms. So that definitely needs to be squashed and never returned to again. Okay. Another issue I notice is those of you that decide to date people outside of your race, trying to blame the counterparts within your race for doing so. I'm gonna need y'all to do better than that. First of all, nobody put a gun to your head and made you go fuck a non-black person. You chose to do that. Therefore, that's your fault if you deem that it's a fault. And if you deem it as a fault, that's something you should correct, right? Just stand in your convictions and just admit that you don't want black people. 9 times out of 10, you probably don't like your damn self because you're black, because you've allowed white supremacy to teach you to hate yourself. Now, I understand that sometimes it's not a conscious thing, it's a psychological thing. But at some point, we have to not allow things that we know are counterproductive to us to infiltrate our minds. You know, we definitely need to know something's wrong with that. And if we see ourselves acting that way, we need to make efforts to do the opposite. Because you do catch yourselves. So, bottom line, if you choose to be with somebody that's not black, that's your choice. Nobody made you do that. Get the fuck out of here with that. Okay? Okay. Now, what do we go to next? Again, I said this in my very first video. We attach negative human characteristics to our blackness. We are human beings. All of us are capable of being good, bad, or indifferent. Whether you're a good person or a bad person has nothing to do with this beautiful melanin that's covering your skin. It has something to do with your psyche. Is your psyche right to where you can be a good person? Or is your psyche damaged to where you will be a horrible human being? You know, bottom line. Some people can't help but be psychologically damaged. You know, some people's brains just ain't wired right. Most of us can help that. Most of us know right from wrong. It's just within us. Nobody has to teach us that. But at some point, sometimes we fall off. You know, everybody's capable of making mistakes. But the best thing to do is, once you've made that mistake, correct it. And at least don't make the same mistake twice. You know, because certain mistakes can have dire consequences. Bottom line is, I just want us as African people to love each other. And before we can love each other, we have to love ourselves. And I'm going to beat that into, well, beat is a bad word. I'm going to keep reiterating that fact because it's a need to know fact. Let's see what else I got to say. I think I've pretty much covered everything. Y'all are brilliant people. I don't think I need to go too deep into details than I've already have. Bottom line is, we know that these problems exist within our community, whether it be our local black community or our global black community. Besides, make your global community your local community. Wherever you are in the world, if you see another person like yourself, the least you could do is nod, whether it's up or down, depending on where you're from. Say hi, give a smile. That's free. And that's the best thing you can do for a person. You might have made somebody day just by smiling at them and acknowledging their existence on this earth. You don't know how you can affect a person. And I know most of us, our heart is in the right place and we want each other to be better. Some of us just have a bad way of delivering the message. And it just comes off shitty. So when you make people feel like shit, they're less apt to listen to you. Point blank, period. Because if you come at me wrong, I'm not even listening to you. I might not even acknowledge that you're there. I would just dismiss you and go on about my business. Because you've shown me that you don't respect me. And if I don't get your respect, you get nothing from me. And that's how everybody should be. Bottom line is, I know we love each other. Now, those of us that the hate is deep, they may or may not be able to be saved. If they're not able to be saved, we just have to let them go. Let them go with love and continue to do what we got to do to make sure we as a people are thriving no matter where we are on this beautiful Mother Earth that we walk on every day. Make our mother proud, and take care of her. But you got to take care of yourselves first, because I'm sure she doesn't like what we're doing either. Okay, well, I'm going to end it with that. But what I will say is, I forgot about this. The guy's name is Ralph Smart, and he has a channel called Infinite Waters. I'm sure some of you have heard of him, and he uses this term that I love to hear: be your greatest version. And that's what we all should strive for, being our greatest version. Oh yes, and I would also like to reiterate, my sister Latasha Sherrod, she is the owner of Fortified Foundations, which is a beautiful nonprofit organization that she uses to educate people on financial awareness, awareness between relationships between men and women. Whatever. I'll just direct you to her channel. She can speak about it more eloquently than I can, and you won't be disappointed. So go see her channel. I'm gonna give you the link in the description. I'm gonna also give you the link to her Fortified Foundations Facebook page, so you can see the event that she's done already last year, towards the end of last year, called, it's a part of her What They Should Have Told You series, and it's about financial health. Being aware of your credit, fixing your credit if it's not right, and building your finances so you can live a prosperous life for yourself and your family. So make sure you check her out. And also, if you can, please donate to her cause. It's a wonderful cause, and she wants to do so many great things. She's already met her first goal, and she's in the process of turning her nonprofit into a 501(c)(3), which is the best thing a nonprofit can be for this world. And she'll be able to, get more funding and do more things for her community. And then hopefully each one teach one. She will inspire others to do the same. And if you have any projects or anything that you want us to know, let us know too. And we'll pitch in financially as best we can into that. But either way, even if you can't donate, please go to her Facebook page, because she has some great stuff on there, and she also collaborates with other people. You gotta keep the network flowing. That's how we get things done. What else do I have to say? Oh, and I would just like to say to all of you that have looked at my videos and have subscribed, I would like to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. When I did my first video, I didn't even think I would get subscribers. I'm so grateful to get subscribers, and I hope I get many more. And please make sure you share my videos. And I might not make them every week, but you know, I try to come on here if I have something to say, and I hope any and everything that I've said to you has been well received by you, and it'll give you some perspective, and it might inspire you to be your greatest version, because that's all I ever want. Okay, you beautiful gods and goddesses, like I said, I will put in the description box my sister's information. Oh, and if you haven't, make sure you check out Infinite Waters channel. He's a great inspiration. I think he's British. You know, I'm not really sure, but I know he has a European accent. Not that that matters. I just want to give a little factoid. I just love his spirit, and he will definitely make your day. So go check him out, and make sure you check my sister Fortified Foundations channel out, as well as her Facebook page, Fortified Foundations. And if you can, donate so she can keep on doing the great things that she's doing in the community. Okay, you guys, I love you beautiful gods and goddesses, and stay great. Until next time, I bid you adieu.